Hi, welcome back to the channel. This tutorial will be on how to draft and sew this trendy classy blouse. This video comprises of both the cutting and the sewing aspects. Do well to watch to the end of the video. I'll begin with the pattern drafting. I've gone ahead to mark out my basic body block. This starting line will serve my shoulder line. Then this is my chest line. I came down by 10 inches for my bust point line. Then 13.5 for my under bust. Then 16 inches for the half length. Now I'm going to take the shoulder measurement, shoulder divided by 2. I'll make a mark. And I'm going to connect it down to meet the chest line. Then I'm going to take the neck width of 2.5. Then on this armhole line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then I'm going to connect it to the neckline. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to take the neck depth of 6 inches. This is just my preferred measurement, 6 inches. Then from that point, I'm going to go in by 5 inches. This is also my preferred measurement. This is a rectangle neckline. Now I'm going to connect this point. Now I'm also going to connect this point to this point. Later on, I'm going to tighten this neck area to prevent it from gaping. So from this line, this armhole line, I'm going to place my tape, fold it into 2, make a mark at the midpoint. Then I'm going to go in by half an inch. I'll make a mark. Now I'm going to make a curve to curve the armhole area. And once I was done with that, the next step I'll be doing is to take my bust span measurement, starting from my bust point line. I'm going to make a mark 4 inch. Then at the under bust area, I'm going to come in by 3.5. I'll do the same thing for the half length area, and I'll just connect this. This is a princess that bust here. So from this point now, I'm going to connect it back to this armhole line from that midpoint. Then after connecting it now, from my under bust, I'm going to go in by 2 inch, just like this, and I'm going to take it down to the half length. I'll connect it straight. Then from that under bust now, I'm going to make a curve to meet my bust point line. I'm going to use the curve ruler now to make a curve. And after that, from this line, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. I'll make a mark at 1 inch because this is a bustier. Now I'm also going to make a curve to meet the bust point line, just like this. Now I'm going to shade this area. Once I was done shading this area, now from this point, I'm going to extend it by 1 inch. This is to help it align, like so the middle part will not be longer than the side when closing this up. So I'm just going to extend this by 1 inch. Then I'm going to curve it back to the chest line, just like this. Once I was done with that, I'm going to take my side dart, and to do that, I'm going to come down by 1 inch from my bust point line, just like this. Then I'm going to rule a line to connect it, just like this. This area will be going out. The next thing I'll do right now is to take my measurements. I'll take my bust measurement, add the seam allowance, take the waist measurement. Then now I'm going to replace this 2 inch I took out. Then after replacing it, I'm also going to take my seam allowance. Now for the bust area, this 1 inch I took out here, I'm going to replace it on both my chest line and my bust point line, just like this. Now I'm just going to connect this. Once I was done connecting this point, the next thing will be to tighten this neck line. Now I'm going to go in by 2 inch. I'll make a mark. Now I'm going to rule a line to meet my bust point line, just like this. Now from that point, I'm going to take out half an inch. When you open it up, it will be like 1 inch. I'm going to take out like half an inch in this way, and I'm also going to rule a line to meet the bust point line as well. This shaded area will be going out. Now first of all, I'm going to cut through this bust point line to close in the darts, then cut through this bustier line as well. Then I'm just going to push this in to close in the side dart. I'm going to use my slow tape now to hold this down, and once I was done holding it down, it's now time to tighten the neck line. So what I'll be doing now is I'm going to fold this in just like I'm doing. I'll fold this in. I'm also going to use the slow tape to hold it down. And as I use the slow tape to hold it down, if you notice the line is no longer aligned, and so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to roll a new line. I'll just mark a new line, and that is it. The next thing I'm going to do now is to cut this out. With this method, your neck is not going to gape. I'll cut out all the shaded area. And that's it for the front piece. The next I'll be cutting for the back piece. I've also gone ahead to mark out the basic body measurements, and I also went ahead to take my zipper allowance. Now this is my starting line. Then I also got my chest line, my bust point line, and my half length. The half length I'll be working with will be 15 inches for the back. So the next thing I'll be doing right now is to take my shoulder measurement, starting from the zipper allowance line, shoulder measurement divided by 2. And I'm going to connect it to meet the chest line. Now I'm going to take the neck width of 2.5 as well for the back. Then the neck depth of 1.5 for the back. I'm going to extend it to the zipper allowance area. Now I'm going to connect. Once I was done connecting, I'm going to come down at this armhole line by 1 inch for the shoulder slope, and I'm going to connect it to the neckline. The next thing I'll be doing right now is to take my measurements. I'm going to take the body measurement, bust divided by 4, make a mark. Then from this point, I'm going to place my tape and fold it into 2 as well, make a mark at the midpoint. Now I'm going to take my curve ruler to make a curve. If you notice, the way I curve this is different from the way I did for the front. Now I'm going to take my waist measurement, waist divided by 4, make a mark. Now I'm going to connect. I'll connect them together. The next thing I'll be doing now is to take the darts for the back. Now I'm going to take my bust band from my bust point down to the half length. Then I'm going to connect. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take 0.5 inch on one side. Now I'm going to connect it back to the bust point line. This shaded area will be going out, so I'm going to go ahead now and cut this out. I've gone ahead to do that. So what I'll be doing right now is to fold in these darts. Fold this in and then use the slew tape to hold it down as well. You can decide to leave this and then just fold in your darts on the main fabric. Now for the lower part of this blouse, the full length of this blouse is 25 and the half length is 16 inches. We've already cut out the upper part of this blouse. So now I'm going to make a mark at 25 inches starting from 16 inches to get the lower part of this. Now I'm just going to make a mark and then connect this point. Now at this top area, I'm going to take my waist measurement, waist divided by 4. Make a mark. This is on a fold. Then I'm going to add my seam allowance. I'm also done adding the seam allowance. From that point, I'm going to come down by 2 inches. Then I'll connect the point. Once I was done connecting this, now for this lower part, I'm just going to cross check my waist measurement, including the seam allowance, and what he gave me was 8.5. Now at this lower part, I'm going to minus 3 inches. Now when you minus 3 inches from 8.5, what he gave me was 5.5. Now I'm going to place 5.5 at this lower area, and I'm going to make a mark. Once I was done making a mark, now I'm going to make a curve from this point to this point, and I'll be doing this with the help of the curve ruler. I'm just going to connect it just like this. And once I was done connecting it, I'll just cut this out. This is what we have when we open it up. Now I'm going to take all the pattern and I'm going to trace them out, cut them out on this fabric. This is it. I'm gonna head to cut them out. This is the lower part. This is the front piece, which is just one unfold. I also went ahead to cut the back. As you can see, the back piece, I added the zipper allowance to it, like 2-inch zipper allowance. I also went ahead to cut the basic sleeve for this. I've cut all this out. This is the front piece, added allowance on every side. This is the back piece. For the cape design on the shoulder area, I'm going to take my ruler now. I'm going to measure from this point to 6 inches. Okay, 6 inches. That's on fold 6 inches. I just measured 6 inches for the cape design on the shoulder. Now I'm going to bring this piece now, fold it into 2. This cape design will be 3.07, like the wideness will be 3.07. Now for the length measurement of the cape, like I measured 6 inches, and 6 inches was just for the one side, and the sleeve goes through to the back, which makes the sleeve length 12 inches. Okay, now I'm going to add extra 1 inch, making it 13 inches for the closing allowance. Now this is for the cape. I'm going to cut like 2 pieces for this. Now to cut for the design at the lower part, I'm also going to take my tape and I'm going to measure from this point. Okay, I'm going to measure from this point to this point, and I'm going to add extra 5 inches to this. You can decide to add extra 4 inches or 5 inches depending on how long you want the design to be. Now I'm going to get a piece of fabric as well, and as you can see, I folded it into 2 as well, and what I measured was 13 inches, and 13 inches wasn't on fold, so I'm going to fold this into 2. It needs to be folded into 2 because it won't have any side joining, so this design will go from the front straight to the back side. 13 inches, I'm going to make a mark at 14 inches because so I'll be closing this, so ½ inch on both sides for closing it. Now the wideness of this design would be 3.5 inches, so I'm going to make a mark at 3.5 inches just like this, and then I'll cut this out. I'll be cutting 2 pieces for this for both sides. Now I'm going to cut the lining, the stay, everything I'll be using to like turn this. I've gone ahead to cut this, and I'm also gonna ahead to iron my stay on the fabric. I doubled the bustier part. This is the front piece and this is the back piece. Now this is for the lower part of the blouse. I also iron stay to give it volume. Now for the design, for the cape design and the design on the side, I also iron stay on it, like I doubled it to give it volume so it doesn't just fall. This is it. 2 pieces each for both sides. Now what I'll be doing now is to close this, and to do this now I'm going to take the lining piece and place it right side facing right side, and I'll just close the down part, close the sides. Okay, and I'll leave the waist area open. I'll do the same thing for the back piece. Take the lining, turn the down area, close them up, close the side and the zip allowance side. Do the same thing, but I'm going to leave the waist area open. That's where I'll turn it out from. Now for the front piece, I'm going to close the bustier. I'm going to close the bustier. I'm going to take this now and I'm going to close this. I'll bend this, follow the shape of the bustier and close it up. I'll do the same thing for this other side. I'm going to take like half an inch and run a stitch and close it. And once I was done, I'll close the same way I close the main fabric is the same way I'm going to close the lining. I'll do the same thing for the back piece. Take the lining, face it to the right side. I'm going to close the neckline area, close the sides and the zip allowance area. I'm going to leave the armhole area open. I'll do the same thing for the other side. Now for the design, the cape design for the sleeve and the sides, I'm going to just take it this way, turn it over, the right side facing right side, and I'm going to close it up as well. I'm going to close from this point using half inch to close it up, and then I'm going to leave like a little space in the middle where I'm going to turn it out from. I'll repeat same thing for the other side. Now for the cape for the sleeve, I'm just going to close the sides and then that was just it. I've gone ahead to close the bustier part. Place the lining this way, right side facing right side, and I'm going to close the neckline area. Then close the sides. I've gone ahead to do that. As you can see, neatly done. The next thing I'll be doing now is to join both the back piece and the front piece. To do this now, I'm going to place it now, the shoulder area. In order to close it very neatly, I'll place both sides, right side facing right side. Then I'm going to take one part of the lining, just like this, and then flip it over to the other side, as you can see me do. Then I'm just going to use like half an inch to close it up. I'll repeat the same thing for this other side. Right side facing right side, take the lining part, flip it to the other side, and then just close it up. Once I was done closing it up, this is what it looks like. The shoulder area is neatly joined. The next thing I'll be doing right now is to close it up. I'm going to use measurement now to close it. Bust divided by 2, close it, waist divided by 2, use my measurement and then just close it up. Now for the sleeve area, I'll be attaching the cape design to the main sleeve. So now I'm just going to make a notch at the midpoint. I'll fold this into 2. I'm just going to place it this way on top, the midpoint, and then I'm just going to sew. I'll follow the shape of the main sleeve, okay, and I'm just going to close it. I'll like hold it together rather. Now for the lower part of the blouse, I'm going to take this piece, take the back piece, this is the front piece. I've gone ahead to turn the lining, everything, as you can see. Now I'm just going to place it this way and I'm going to close this. From this area now, I'm going to like come down by that same 2 inches, make a mark, place this other side, 2 inches. Now I'm going to take my waist measurement, waist divided by 2. And I'm going to place the measurement on both sides, just like this. Now I'm going to close here and close this side. After closing the upper area, this is what we have. Now for the lower part, now I'm going to attach the design. This is it after closing it up as well. I'll just open it up like this. Then I'm going to take this piece, get the midpoint. Okay, this is the midpoint. I'm just going to take it now and place it on this part. Now I'm going to sew following this line just like this. I'm just going to hold it together. Repeat same thing for this other side. I'm going to sew and hold it together. I'll repeat same thing for this other side. Take this part, get the midpoint, place it here, and then I'm just going to close it up. Now for the sleeve, I've already gone ahead to attach the cape design on the sleeve. The next thing I'll be doing now is to close the sleeve. Now I'm going to take the sleeve, fold it in, the right side facing right side. Now I'm going to take the measurement as well and then close the sleeve individually. I've gone ahead to do this. This is the lower part of the blouse. This is what we have. The next thing now will be to attach it to the upper part, that's the half length. Now I'm going to get this now. I'll spread it out this way. Now I'm going to take this part as well, get the midpoint, place it this way, right side facing right side, and I'm going to join the waist area. I'm just going to use like half an inch and close it up. Once I was done joining, this is what we have. I'll go ahead now to fix the zipper and also add the sleeve to this. I'm going to bring the sleeve now and I'll just attach this the normal way we'll attach the sleeve. I've already closed the sleeve separately. This is the finished look. Very simple and classy. If you're yet subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and please do share this video. See you all in the next one. Bye.